AMC short interest now up to 12.9%, basically sitting at 13%. We knew this was going to scale higher along with the short exempts because AMC is on that timed algorithm for that move higher. Now, if we come down and we take a look aside from the short interest, we see 170,170 again, 584, 387, and 215 for short exempt volume, which is extremely high on AMC. And you also come and you take a look at the short volume. The total long volume reported is at 43%, off exchange 49%, total short volume 56%. So we have major discrepancies as to where AMC is trading, as well as, oddly enough, a ton of short volume. The reason that's odd is because if you come over here and you take a look at institutional ownership on AMC, you'll see that 368 institutional investors are in AMC, whether that's long or short. You have 333 long and only 8 short, and 27 long and short, which means institutions are purchasing up AMC, but yet they're telling you to sell. Speaking of telling you to sell, and on top of that, the short volume being much higher than the long volume, which wouldn't make sense, especially if institutions were actually bullish on AMC, which they are not. We know that they are using these shares to lend them out. They're trying to get you to sell GameStop. Exit alert, 3 overhyped stocks with weak fundamentals, and you will see number 1 GameStop saying they have a revenue decline and weak margins, and it's unlikely there will be a turnaround anytime soon. Also keep in mind, before AMC and GameStop ran back in 2021 and the buy button was taken away, they said that AMC was not one of the top 10 stocks in the market to buy now. In fact, it wasn't even close, and this is the same writer of that article, I believe, Investor Place. Now, if I haven't asked you guys yet, please hit the like button on the video, and thank you so much for doing so. It helps kick off the algorithm and push the video out to more apes like you guys. AMC's options chain is looking good as of right now, 17,000 calls expiring in the money compared to 3,000 puts, and then 33,000 out of the money, as well as 23,000 puts. And then next week's options chain, of course, is going to be very volatile with hundreds of thousands of contracts. Now, if we take a look at GameStop's short volume as well, we wonder why these short exempts are much lower for GameStop when it wants to push higher. You can see 12,000, 13,000, 10,000, 17,000, not only because of the lower float than AMC, but because it doesn't trade as much volume, and all of that volume is routed. If you take a look over here on GameStop, you'll see the total short volume reported is 68.8%, off exchange is 64%, and only total long volume reported is 31. So much higher than AMC as a whole. The entire float is traded in dark pools, as well as more short volume than long volume, and GameStop is still going green with only 31% long volume. Options chain also looking good, 12,000 calls compared to basically no puts expiring in the money, and then 33,000 people betting bullish, or 33,000 call contracts expiring out of the money compared to 10,000 puts. Next week's options chain also bullish on GameStop. Finally, touching on the charts, AMC is trading at $4.38, up 1.39% on the day, holding that 428 level once again, but it tested it too many times in my opinion. If anything, we really need to see consolidation and then a volume move higher, breaking above 462 and then breaking above 525. Those are the two levels that I'm watching for AMC. Obviously, we wanted it to happen much faster. We wanted it to spike and break out with a flash, whether that's after hours up 90%, 100%, or midday. We wanted something like that to happen. The only thing I can say right now is we either get some sort of regulatory approval or change, or short sellers get margin calls, or we stop touching the options chain as a whole and try and figure something out like we did back in 2021. Overall, still looking good, and we're going to talk about crypto in a second that correlates. GameStop 1504 testing this supply zone and breaking back under it, wicked above and broke back under, and now it's testing it as resistance. We want to see a clean break over 1510 and then to break above 1585. If we break above this supply zone as a whole, GameStop, in my opinion, is coming up to $18.35 and or going higher. Overall, it is looking good, but there is still this possibility of a hard rejection here to bring it back under the channel, which is under $13.60. Ethereum Classic 3561 still doing extremely well, scaling higher and getting a little bit of a cool off as of right now above that supply zone at $32.70, which is a beautiful thing to see. Ethereum Classic, AMC, XRP correlate together. Before we actually get into crypto, China's largest bank, ICBC, to retire one of 4 remaining DTC clearing accounts this Friday. The Swiss central bank posted an annual loss of 3.2 billion Swiss francs for 2023. And finally, Reddit has just filed for IPO. Thousands of members of Wall Street Bets forum have discussed shorting the company, which is interesting. Wall Street Bets are the ones that kind of made AMC and GameStop originally hot, and now they are talking about going short IPO. Now, in my opinion, this tells me that, we can't beat them, join them, and they're kind of admitting to a loss, which I understand it's tough, and it might be a good idea, actually, because short sellers are probably going to pile into this and short it themselves, so might as well make money on them instead of getting in later or getting crushed by their short selling. Speaking of short selling, crypto short sellers are losing 110,000 per minute, which is absolutely nuts. And before we get into crypto as a whole and the overall market and some other plays, I want to talk about the Discord. The link is under the description of the video and pinned in the top comments. If you guys want to join the Discord, come talk with me and the most amazing people. I'm in there on the daily. We talk stocks as well as crypto. We have options trading alerts in there, post our gains, post our losses, and it's a coffee a month. Level up your trading journey. Come have fun. Let's get financially free together. Get in the Discord. And also, if you want up to 15 free stocks, each valued up to $2,000 per stock, 8.1% APY on your uninvested cash, level 2 order book data for free, a customizable orange calendar, and a ton of other stuff, use my link at the top of the description. Open a Moomoo account and make a deposit, guys. It takes 2 minutes. You will not regret it. And you can literally deposit a penny from your bank account to start earning benefits from there. Again, both of those links under the video and pinned in the top of comments. Now, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, and the United Arab Emirates have just announced a creation of independent payment system based on cryptocurrency and blockchain. So BRICS are now announcing a cryptocurrency blockchain payment system, which is absolutely crazy. Good for crypto. Probably bad for the US currency. Bitcoin 65,000 tested an all-time high last night, which was absolutely insane, right above 69,200, and got smacked back down. I said in yesterday's video, if Bitcoin continues to push, watch for a retracement down to 64,000, and that is exactly what happened. Everything is retracing across the board. In my opinion, at those all-time highs, this is just some profit taking, but also once Bitcoin broke all-time highs, 270 million plus shorts were liquidated, so keep that in mind as well, as this could be just a pit stop to shake paper handlers out before the actual move higher. Ethereum, keep in mind, this is much further back than Bitcoin, not nearing close to its all-time highs yet. I think this is at least coming up to 4,000, and at this point, in my opinion, not financial advice, I'm not a financial advisor, this is easy money from 36 to 4,000 right here. Now, this was very odd today. Almost every social media platform went down. What do you guys think about this in the comments down below? Was this a cyber attack? Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, Microsoft, YouTube, Google, OpenAI, etc.? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, let me know if you've seen Leave the World Behind in the comments. Is there a correlation to that? 50791 down 0.86% on the day, retracing to this ascending parallel support channel. As of right now, not much to say. Fading volume on this sell-off on the SPY, which is a good thing to see. We want to see a base here. If we have bad CPI or the Fed decides to raise rates, which would be terrible, the SPY is probably going to crumble and have a nice ways to fall, at least down to around 480. This is the less likely scenario, but just keep that in mind as well. Apple, we also said yesterday, calling it with Bitcoin, to come down to 170.50, and that is exactly where Apple came down to, trading at 170.55 at the bottom of the fib channel. If Apple breaks below this, it could be extremely bearish for the medium to long term, so just keep that in mind. Keep a watch on Apple. The only thing propping the market up, and that's kind of going green, is Nvidia. This thing just has unlimited strength. Close out the video, I want to talk about Tesla, trading at 180.60, down 4% on the day. This thing is looking terrible, and you may just have to say goodbye to Tesla, at least for now. There was a chance we pushed up to this level and then broke higher coming into June. However, right now we tested the midline and we broke below. With that being said, correlate it back here. You tested twice up here at the top of the channel, and then you tested the midline and you broke below for a long time, reaching new lows. I wouldn't be surprised if Tesla came down to around 150 to 145. And the old Twitter CEO is now suing Elon Musk and asking for $130 million. Tesla's February China deliveries fell 14% year over year, and they just halted production in Germany after suspected arson. So overall, Tesla is not looking too hot. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. That is what I got for you for today's video. Make sure to go watch the 2 uploads I uploaded yesterday. Check out the playlist on the channel. Subscribe. Love you all. Lottery Stocks out.